Good day, kids! Our lesson for today is all about Mysteries of Nature by David C. Knight. Let's learn the new words that we can find in the selection. Nature. Nature, in the broadest sense, is the natural, physical material world or universe. Nature can refer to the phenomena of the physical world and also to life in general. Within the various uses of the word today, nature often refers to geology and wildlife. Intricate, very complicated or detailed. Adaptable, able to adjust to new conditions. Astonishing, extremely surprising or impressive, amazing. This article is about some things that seem to define the laws of nature. Bees that fly with tiny wings, flexible goldfish, trees that never stop growing, cats that journey hundreds of miles to return home. Those things can't just happen, but they do. How they happen, still a mystery even to scientists. Until fairly recently, it was a mystery how certain large bees, bumblebees in particular, were able to fly. To scientists who study the physical laws of flight, a bee's body is airborne and remains so. Bees can't fly, but do. The mystery became so intriguing that a few scientists decided to study it. Most insects fly by using muscles that flap their wings with great speed. For example, the locust beats its wings at a rate of about 20 times per second to fly. Other flying insects have to beat their wings even faster, some as rapidly as 100 times per second. But bees must work extra hard to become airborne. Honeybees, for instance, must beat their wings about 200 times a second to fly. Yet larger bees, like bumblebees, whose bodies are heavier, wider, and longer, have to do even better. The scientists found that to stay aloft, such bees must beat their wings at the amazing rate of 300 times a second or more, a rate that previously was believed impossible. To put it another way, this type of bee has to flap its wings at an astonishing 18,000 times to fly for 1 minute. Other mysteries haven't been solved yet. For example, there is the mystery of the flexible goldfish. Other animals stay within a fixed growth pattern. They reach a certain size and grow no more. People and most plants do the same, but this is not true of the goldfish. A pet goldfish kept in a small bowl will remain small at its life. Yet the same fish, if kept in an outdoor pool, may grow to a length of a foot or more. Occasionally, pet goldfish escape from ornamental pools or brooks in parks and gardens into nearby rivers or lakes. They are so adaptable that they do not die but become wild goldfish. They also start to grow again. Some of these wild goldfish that had been caught measure close to 2 feet. Scientists are puzzled by this flexibility. No other fish adapts itself quite so remarkably to its environment. It's a mystery. Likewise, there is the mystery of why trees don't stop growing, still unsolved. Human beings usually stop growing sometime during their teens. Many animals reach full growth within a year. Others are fully grown in just few years. Birds and insects also stop growing at a certain age, but trees keep growing as long as they live. Trees live, grow, and reproduce themselves by an amazing process. The thousands of leaves put forth by the tree breathe for it and manufacture its food. Its root system gathers minerals and vast quantities of water. To carry this water to the leaves, the tree is equipped with an intricate circulation system that extends upward from the millions of root hairs through the trunk and branches. The trunk holds the leaves up to the sunlight, sends them water from the roots, and gets food back from them. Then seeds are born in flower or cones. Years after, the cycle repeats itself and the tree grows larger and larger. Only the death of the tree, through human efforts, disease, or some other cause, halts the growing process. For some hardy trees, like the giant sequoias, that they may still be thousands of years away. Meanwhile, the process of continuous growth goes on. Scientists who study biology still cannot explain why trees do not stop growing. How cats travel long distances to return home is also a mystery that scientists cannot explain. In the autumn of 1968, a housewife in the suburbs of a large Midwestern city heard scratching sounds at her front door. Puzzled, she went to the door, opened it slowly, and after a few seconds exclaimed, "Jingles!" Jingles was the family's black and white cat. The woman could scarcely believe her eyes because Jingles had been lost for over 4 weeks. Ever since the family had missed the cat on a vacation at Lake Resort 300 miles away. When at the end of the vacation, the cat had not shown up, they had to live without him. At first, the woman thought she must be mistaken. The cat looked like Jingles, but its fur was so matted and dirty that it was hard to tell. Also, one of its ears was turned and there were patches of dried blood on its back. But when the woman saw the grimy white star on the cat's back chest, she knew it must be Jingles. The woman took Jingles into the bathroom and cleansed him up as best she could. Then she fed him, except for his torn ear and slight limp from a cut on one of his legs. Jingles seemed to be in reasonably good shape after his ordeal. Around the dinner table that night, the family talked about what poor Jingles must have gone through. How had the cat managed to stay alive for all those days and miles? How had he found food? How had the animal known in which direction the city lay, and once he had reached it, how he had made his way through the busy streets to the correct suburb and his home? The lake resort was so isolated, with twisting, confusing roads leading to it, that Jingles must have had traveled long miles through fields and woods on his way back. There were also several small rivers that the cat must have had to swim across. As the family shook their heads over these mysteries, Jingles purred happily on the sofa. Already he seemed to have forgotten his terrible experience and was content simply to be back with the people he loved. This story is not an unusual one. Cat owners all over the world have reported similar cases of their pets traveling long distances, overcoming tremendous obstacles to find their way back to their homes. One cat returning from New Jersey to Brooklyn must have had to cross Hudson and East Rivers. Whether it is used bridges or swamp, no one would ever know. Yet it reached home safely. Another cat, lost in the Arizona desert, somehow made its way across the sandy wasteland to its home in Phoenix, over 100 miles away. Some animal experts have compared this amazing ability of cats to that of homing pigeons. But here is one difference. Pigeons must be trained by their owners to return. Each training period, they are taken farther and farther from their homes until they have learned to fly back over great distances. But cats are given no such training. They just seem to be able to find their way back. Does this homing instinct have something to do with cats' keen sense of smell? It doesn't seem likely. Even for cats, The smell of home would be too far off for them to sneak their way back. It is still a mystery. That's all for our today's topic. See you in our next lesson. God bless you!